for devotional comics. Call your friends, call your friends. It's time to learn some Bible stories. Call your friends, call your friends. To love the Lord and grow in His word. To be a friend of God. It's time for devotional comics. Call your friends, call your friends. It's time for devotional comics. Call your friends, call your friends. It's time to learn some Bible stories. Call your friends, call your friends. To love the Lord and grow in His word. To be a friend of God. It's time for devotional comics. Call your friends, call your friends.
Hello, bright stars of God's kingdom. Welcome to another exciting adventure from Devotional Comics for Children, where Bible stories come alive with colors, fun, and faith. Today's story will take you up a mountain, fill your heart with suspense, and show you how amazing God's plans are. So, open your eyes wide and get ready for a journey of trust, courage, and God's perfect timing. In the Bible, there's a story about a young boy named Isaac and his father Abraham. One day, God gave Abraham a big test, one that seemed almost impossible. But Abraham's trust in God never shook, and Isaac's heart stayed brave. This wasn't just a climb up a mountain. It was a climb into one of the greatest lessons about God's love and provision. The camp was still. Cool morning air drifted across the desert sands, and the sun's first light painted the sky in soft orange and gold. In the distance, camels shuffled and sheep grazed quietly. Abraham sat outside his tent, gazing at the horizon, when a message from God stirred in his heart, a message that would test his trust more than anything before. The instruction was clear. Take Isaac, the precious son God had promised, and travel to a mountain God would choose. There, a sacrifice was to be made. The thought pressed heavy on Abraham's heart, but there was no argument in his spirit. His life had been built on trusting God, even in the hardest moments. The next morning, the camp came alive earlier than usual. 2 servants prepared supplies for the road. Water skins filled, bread wrapped, firestone packed carefully in leather. Isaac helped tie the bundle of firewood. Abraham kept his thoughts hidden, though his eyes carried both love and deep resolve. With the donkeys loaded, the group began the long journey toward the unknown mountain. Isaac's young steps were light. He enjoyed the early part of the walk, pointing out birds in the sky and shapes in the clouds. Abraham's steps were steady, each one a quiet prayer. The road stretched on for 3 days. Dust clung to sandals. The sun burned by day and the desert chilled by night. They shared roasted grain and sipped water as they went. By the 3rd morning, Abraham's eyes fixed on a distant rise in the land. A certain mountain stood taller than the rest, its slopes bathed in sunlight. The journey's end was in sight. At the foot of the mountain, Abraham told the servants to wait with the donkeys. Isaac took the bundle of firewood and placed it on his shoulders. Abraham carried the firestone and the knife. Together, father and son began the climb. The path wound upward through rocky ground. Loose stones rolled under their feet. Above them, hawks circled lazily in the sky. Below, the world grew smaller with every step. As they climbed higher, Isaac noticed something. The wood was ready. The fire was ready. But there was no lamb for the sacrifice. His eyes searched the mountainside, but no animals were in sight. The thought stayed in his mind as they walked on. Abraham's gaze remained forward, and his steps never slowed. Isaac followed, still trusting that his father knew the answer. At last, they reached a flat space near the top of the mountain. The air was cool, the wind stronger. Abraham began gathering stones, one by one, stacking them carefully into a square altar. Isaac placed the wood neatly on top, ready for the offering. Then came the moment Isaac had not expected. Abraham turned toward him with eyes full of both love and sorrow. Isaac understood without words. God had asked for him. No fear flashed across Isaac's face. Instead, a calm acceptance filled him. He trusted the God his father trusted. Abraham tied the ropes gently and laid Isaac on the altar. The wood beneath him felt rough against his back. Above, the sky stretched wide and blue, the sun warm on his face. Abraham lifted the knife. The air seemed to grow still. Not a bird sang, not a breeze moved. The mountain itself felt silent, as if all creation was watching. Just as the knife reached its highest point, a voice thundered from the heavens, filling the mountain with power and light. The message was unmistakable. Isaac was to be spared. Abraham's hands lowered at once. The ropes were loosened. Isaac stepped down from the altar, heart pounding with relief. A sound broke the stillness, a rustling in the nearby thicket. Abraham and Isaac turned to see a ram struggling with its horns caught in the branches. Its wool glistened in the sunlight, and it kicked at the bushes, unable to escape. This was the sacrifice God had provided. Together, they freed the ram and placed it on the altar. The fire crackled, smoke rose into the air, and the scent of the offering drifted across the mountaintop. As the offering burned, the voice from heaven came again. God's promise was repeated. Abraham's family would grow as many as the stars above and the sand on the shore. Through that family, all nations of the earth would be blessed. Isaac stood beside his father, feeling the weight of that promise and the joy of being part of it. Father and son began the descent together. The mountain now stood behind them as a place of testing, provision, and victory. The servants met them at the base, their eyes curious but full of relief to see Isaac safe. They walked back toward their camp under the golden evening sky, each step lighter than the one before. The God who tests is the God who provides. Lessons for children. God's instructions may not always make sense, but his plan is always good. Trust brings peace, even in scary situations. God always provides exactly what is needed, right on time. Wasn't that an incredible story? Isaac learned that even when the road feels hard and confusing, God is always working for our good. Just when it seemed like there was no way forward, God provided exactly what was needed. The same God who helped Abraham and Isaac is with you too, ready to guide, protect, and bless you when you trust him. If you enjoyed this adventure, make sure to tap the subscribe button so you never miss a single Bible journey. Share this story with your friends so they can learn about trusting God too. And remember, every day is another chance to walk in faith and see God's amazing plans come to life. Till we come your way again, remain blessed. See you in the next video. Bye.
It's time for devotional comics. Call your friends, call your friends. It's time to learn some Bible stories. Call your friends, call your friends. To love the Lord and grow in his word. To be a friend of God. It's time for devotional comics. Call your friends.